a station working for you. This is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
I've said this before. We have to actively come together as a community and learn how to resolve conflict resolution without picking up a handgun and hurting someone.
Tonight, the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood is quiet. A different scene from what happened near 38th Street in Graceland early Monday morning. Police have not made any arrests after 5 people were shot, including an 18-year-old man who died. Tonight, IMPD confirms the shooting happened after a house party at a home that was being rented out for parties.
WRTV's Cameron Riddle talked to neighbors and anti-crime activists who say the violence does not represent their community.
The Labor Day shooting happened inside the patrol area of the 10-Point Coalition. Reverend Charles Harrison says over the years, crime in the area has dropped so much that 10-Point reduced patrolling the neighborhood from 4 days to just 2 days a week. Harrison says after the shooting, those patrols will not be increased.
Because we think this is an isolated incident where people came in and had a party, it got out of hand, and shots were fired. I don't think there's any immediate threat to Butler-Tarkington where we got to go back in there and increase the patrols.
People who live and work in the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood say the area has improved dramatically over the past few years. Bryant Brewer says what happened Monday does not define the area, which he says is only getting better.
This neighborhood is growing back tremendously. Everybody's getting along over here. It's a nice neighborhood, man. So much work going on over here. People's is nice over here.
One of those people is probably Miss Rita White, who's lived on Graceland Avenue for 33 years. She says forget improved. The Butler-Tarkington neighborhood has always been great. She says the bad headlines from Monday were not caused by people who live here.
Ain't a thing wrong with Butler-Tarkington, and Butler-Tarkington ain't gonna let it happen. If you ain't a homeowner and they not, and you 21, you don't own nothing. You just coming over here to visit. You mess up where you visit, then you go back home.
Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
And police say the shooting happened after furniture was broken during the party and the crowd was told to leave. Police have not released any information about a suspect. If you know anything about the shooting, you are asked to contact police. You can remain anonymous by calling 317-262-TIPS.
Working for you, WRTV is getting answers about safety and security at a popular downtown Indianapolis attraction. Police say a man is recovering after someone shot him in the leg along the canal around midnight. IMPD says an argument between 2 groups led to the shooting. This is at least the 3rd shooting on the canal this summer. In June, a 14-year-old boy was shot and killed when he tried to rob someone, according to investigators. Then a woman was shot and killed in July. City officials say around that time they started working closer with IMPD and the community.
At the beginning of July, we kind of started working with IMPD to have 2 officers down here from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. every single night, extended through the end of September. So I work really closely with them, like checking in and making sure everything's going well. They kind of send me an update every morning of like kind of what's happened, what's going on. And so far we've seen a really great improvement on I think relationships with like the apartment complexes, the hotel, and homeowners along here feeling more safe.
Temporarily, surveillance cameras have also been added along the canal. Permanent surveillance is in the works, but Wi-Fi infrastructure needs to be put in place.
Also working for you, customers will get their money's worth from some gift cards after reaching out to WRTV Investigates for help.
Thank you for your help in bringing this attention to, awareness to their closure.
Lena Wesco first shared her story with WRTV 2 weeks ago. She hoped to use her $200 gift card at Studio 2000 on Monument Circle. But the spa suddenly shut down permanently last month, citing the impact of COVID-19 and downtown protests. After WRTV started asking questions, Lena received an email from Studio 2000 with a list of local spas that will honor her gift certificate. Now she's trying to decide how to use it.
I like getting facials, so I have to keep this face together. So, I'll probably go get a facial.
Sounds good. The Attorney General's office says if a business closes suddenly, you can see if competitors will honor the gift card. If the company is filing for bankruptcy, file a claim with the bankruptcy court. You could get your money back that way. And keep gift cards just in case the business reemerges after the pandemic.
Now to the forecast, and Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory joining us now, tracking more storms in parts of central Indiana. Kevin.
And Mark, the good news, we are not expecting severe storms, maybe some heavier downpours, and I'll show you where they're at in a second. Then, after the storm, some patchy fog develops. Some of it may be locally dense. To the radar will go the showers, thunderstorms, second round in some spots, especially northwest of Lafayette. You can see the little cluster of storms from Lafayette toward Logansport. All of this is moving to the northeast. Brief, heavy downpours, pretty good lightning show, and some gusty winds from, say, Battleground, Lafayette, up to Monticello, Lake Schaefer, and Lake Freeman. As we go through the overnight, I think the next batch will stay off to our west-northwest. Some patchy fog around in the morning. That will be replaced by sunshine. We'll talk about making another run at 90 degrees, but then the changes arrive starting Thursday.
In recent weeks, downtown Indianapolis business owners have been calling on the city to do more to address homelessness. And today, officials announced a new initiative to do just that. Just over $7 million in federal CARES Act funding will be used for rapid rehousing programs. Rapid rehousing provides up to 12 months of rental assistance and services for people and families experiencing homelessness. Leaders say services are a key part of the initiative.
Everyone has their own unique challenges and barriers that led them to living unhoused. So services are matched with people based on what their barriers and needs are. So that can be inclusive of absolutely employment, re-employment for many, expanding income support, getting connected with substance abuse treatment for those who want to and are ready, connecting with mental health services and primary care services to address behavioral and physical health issues.
The city is partnering with the Coalition for Homelessness Intervention and Prevention and the Merchants Affordable Housing Corporation to manage the program.
New at 11 Indiana Avenue is back open tonight after an act of vandalism shut down the street to traffic. Not long after artists unveiled a Black Lives Matter mural last month, someone splattered it with paint. That paint is now cleaned off. Along with the words Black Lives Matter, the mural includes the names of Black Americans killed by police. The site of the mural on Indiana Avenue has a special significance. The street was once the Indianapolis Black community's business and social hub. The Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra is here to serve and to stay. That's what the CEO is saying now that the orchestra and its musicians have come to an agreement. James Johnson says the deal provides health benefits at no cost to the musicians and a financial stipend. This comes during an especially difficult time for the symphony. The entire season is canceled through June due to the pandemic.
There's a new option to get a free flu vaccine specifically for Indiana veterans. A drive-through flu clinic for Hoosier vets will be set up at the Indy West VA community-based outpatient clinic on Shore Drive near 38th and Eagle Creek Parkway. Vaccines will be given on September 18th and 25th from 9:30 to 11:30 and noon to 2 p.m. You are asked to bring your VA card and wear a short-sleeve shirt. More opportunities will be offered in October and November. New patients should contact Veteran Health Indiana to enroll. You can find contact info by clicking on this story on our website, WRTV.com.
The general election is less than 2 months away. WRTV is working for you, sharing information and resources to help you exercise your right to vote. Tonight, we are shining a light on what Marion County is doing to make the process easier for voters. WRTV's Cornelius Hawker shows that if you have questions about casting your ballot, the answers are likely just a click away.
Jackson Cloyd is going to vote in November.
If you want to have a say in things, if you want things that you value to be brought up in the world, then you vote.
He wishes more people, especially those who are young like him, would understand the importance of voting.
There's not going to be any change unless, obviously, socially things happen, but also legislatively.
But Jackson's aware some folks want to vote, but don't necessarily know how. That's why the Vote Indy website was created.
It talks about vote by mail, just general planning. It gives a really detailed map
While I watched, Jackson navigated the website himself for the first time. It lays everything out for those looking to cast their ballot, whether it's making sure you're registered or making a plan to vote in person or through the mail. A map shows you every election day voting center in the county, so you can find one that's convenient for you. The biggest issue is getting this information to the people who actually need it.
Even if younger voters don't always watch the news, maybe their family members do. So, like if my dad saw this and he'd be like, oh, hey, check out this website. If you don't know how to vote, this is going to show you.
If that's not the type of thing your family usually talks about, Jackson says look to your friends who are civically engaged. More than likely, they'll be using social media to share voting information you can use, like the Vote Indy website. Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
The most important date that you need to know is October 5th. That is the deadline to register to vote in the November election. You can find links to Marion County's voting website and information for the rest of the state at our website, WRTV.com.
Coming up, census concerns why advocates are sounding the alarm about changes that could hurt your community and how you can still participate in the once-in-a-decade count.
Some central Indiana businesses will be demolished in the name of progress, but is it worth it? We'll explain next.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
2 Johnson County businesses are closing or getting ready to close ahead of the I-69 finish line project. The Indiana Department of Transportation used eminent domain to acquire some of the land for the project. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum explains the impact the work had on business owners.
It is the final few weeks of business for the Plaster Shack here in Greenwood. Their building is set to be demolished as part of the I-69 finish line project. It's a major project designed to increase efficiency and create a more direct route between Indianapolis and the southwest part of the state. But the I-69 finish line project is having a major impact on some of the homes and business owners in its path. The owners of the Plaster Shack say they have until the end of the month to move out. They're a family-owned business, and they've been here for about 40 years. Just down the road, the owners of the Knuckle Sandwich are going through the same thing. They've recently closed in preparation for this and are now working to move out of the building that will eventually be demolished, and the land will be home to a new section of I-69. When complete, the project will help reduce travel time between Martinsville and Indianapolis. Some say it's not worth it.
I mean, from Martinsville to Indianapolis, you're getting there 11 minutes faster. It's not that big a deal for what it's the businesses and the houses and homes it's taken out.
That's long over my head. I mean, they've been doing this for years, and it's already up to Martinsville, so it's coming this way. There isn't any way to stop it.
The owners of both businesses say they would eventually like to reopen in a new location, but that likely won't happen for some time. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
A spokesperson for INDOT says they are following all federal acquisition requirements, which are based on fair market value. Some people have also received relocation benefits. You can find out more information about the Finish Line project on our website, WRTV.com.
Now to some job opportunities with INDOT. 1 week from today, the department will host a statewide hiring event for seasonal winter jobs. Those positions run from November through March. Pay starts at $16 per hour. The hiring event goes from 10 to 3 at several locations. For more info, go to hiringhoosiers.com. Kevin, it's so weird to be talking about winter when it's so hot today.
Oh, yeah, Denver, you just reminded me, they have snow, 32 degrees, may have 2 to 4 inches on the ground by morning, higher elevations out west, much more than that. Well, for us, 76 degrees, that's after hitting 90 this afternoon. We've got a little September sizzle here. Well, they have September snow out in the Rockies. You can see showers and thunderstorms. If you're seeing the lightning, it's all the way up near West Lafayette, northern portions of Tippecanoe County toward Monticello. All of this is moving northeast, cutting through Delphi as well. Some brief gusty winds and heavy rainfall. Tomorrow, rain chances minimal, not just tomorrow, but rain chances are low Thursday, Friday. It'll probably be Saturday before we have any more widespread rain chances, but you see what I see. the change in temperatures back into the upper 70s as we get to Friday, and the humidity will drop as well. It starts to feel better, certainly by Friday. I'll put this in motion from tomorrow morning, let it roll out through the day, through Thursday, into Friday. What you don't see are any lines of thunderstorms coming through central Indiana. Looks like we'll stay dry until Saturday, when we have a chance for thunderstorms, a little more likely on Saturday night. Tomorrow, still warm, still humid. Not much changes from today. Temperatures will push the upper 80s. The chance for any showers or thunderstorms, 20% or less. Temperatures a little cooler in the northern third of the state. 91 in Bloomington, 90 in Columbus tomorrow. Indy right at 89. Thursday forecast, mixture of clouds and sunshine. Noticeably cooler, 81 degrees. Friday, though, I think is when you'll notice the change in humidity. Temperatures Thursday north of Indianapolis struggle to hit 80. As you can see, upper 70s in many locations from Lafayette to Muncie North. Temperatures still cling to the mid 80s down south. There's your weekend forecast. A chance for thunderstorms, 30% during the day Saturday and Sunday. It'll be a little higher on Saturday night. 7-day forecast, nothing real warm there. The warmest day is tomorrow. The coolest days will be Friday, then Monday and Tuesday, all 3 days with highs in the 70s. But even over the weekend, you're talking about a high temperature near 80. I'm sure you'd probably rather see this than the Denver snow. That's not in our forecast.
All right, good to know. Thanks, Kevin. New schools, new clinics, new roads. Those are just some of the things your tax dollars fund. How much you get from the federal government to help pay for them comes down to the census, and that only happens once every 10 years. Scripps reporter Maya Rodriguez explains why there are concerns about this year's count.
You may have gotten one in the mail or a knock on the door. For months, the Census Bureau has been counting every single person living in the United States. Even the homeless in a rural state like Montana get counted.
In the last month, we have finished and submitted census for 70 homeless people.
But this year, an accurate census count could be in jeopardy.
The census is not a dry statistical exercise.
Thomas Wolf is with the Brennan Center for Justice, which is pushing in court for an accurate census count. He says because of the coronavirus, the Census Bureau extended the deadline for in-person counting, setting it for the end of October. But then...
Suddenly then on August 3rd, the Commerce Department and the Census Bureau abruptly and without explanation said that they were going to go back to the original timeline.
The Census Bureau now plans to stop counting at the end of September, a full month earlier than planned. The agency also plans to speed up processing all the census data, though a federal judge temporarily halted the plan until there can be a court hearing later this month.
If you cut the time short, you don't have enough time to collect the data. You don't have enough time to process the data. And then you end up with real problems.
Problems that could include undercounting communities of color, like African Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans. In response to our questions, the Census Bureau referred us to a statement which says in part, "We are taking steps and adapting our operations to make sure everyone is counted while keeping everyone safe." But census maps, updated continuously, show that's a struggle in some states. Montana, Arizona, Alabama, Georgia, and New Mexico rank at the bottom of the list, with only about 3/4 of households responding. And that can end up costing those states billions of dollars for highways, food stamps, school programs, and student loans.
When we don't participate, the money goes elsewhere.
A loss of money that can last a decade until the next census. In Washington, D.C., I'm Maya Rodriguez.
And multiple federal court cases are challenging, among other things, the census schedule and the Trump administration's effort to exclude undocumented immigrants from the count. It's still not clear whether those cases will be resolved before the census is set to end. You can take part in the census by mail, phone, or online. The number is 844-330-2020. If you prefer to respond in Spanish, call 844-468-2020. And the website is 2020census.gov. We'll be right back.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
The Colts kick off the season this Sunday on the road in Jacksonville. The homeowner is at Lucas Oil Stadium on September 20th. If you plan on attending that game, the Colts announced COVID restrictions and rules today. You must enter through the gate with your ticket. COVID screenings will be given and you must wear a mask inside. Fans will be grouped into socially distanced pods. Tailgating will not be allowed, and all tickets will be mobile and concession stands, and sales will be cashless. Now to what the Colts fans should expect on the field when the season starts. WRTV's Brad Brown looks at how the team is shaping up in these final days before kickoff.
They've practiced outside, they've practiced inside, and they've practiced on the home field. For the past month, all the Colts have done is practice. Now they are more than ready to finally play this first game.
When we practice so hard that we feel like we're getting good game reps in practice. That's how we think we get better. So, hopefully that's helped them in their development, and I know that has helped them in their development, so it's not brand new for them.
The Colts are considered by many to be the favorites in the AFC South Division, largely due to the addition of Phillip Rivers at quarterback. But the veteran signal caller has plenty at his disposal. T.Y. Hilton leads a deep receiving core. Marlon Mack and rookie Jonathan Taylor in the backfield.
When it comes to developing a rapport with the guys that have that feel element, and I don't know that if that's because myself, that's more my style, a little bit of a feel element. Everything may not have to be right by the book. It's just like, gosh, do you feel that in there? I feel it. Do you feel it?
Defensively, it was the addition of DeForest Buckner that got the most attention. Adding him to the likes of Darius Leonard and Justin Houston, Indy's defense is also being talked about in a big way.
I feel like we're very confident as a group. We put the work in, and confidence for us comes from demonstrated ability. We demonstrate the ability to go out and, practice hard, practice well against our team, against our receivers and our quarterback.
And for the first time in 15 years, there's a new kicker. Rodrigo Blankenship takes over for sure thing Hall of Famer Adam Vinatieri.
I really had no indication whether, what decision was going to be made one way or another, and I just had to, pray. And just count my blessings for this opportunity, regardless of which way it went. I was just incredibly grateful and appreciative to have had the chance.
I think we'll go down there focused. I also know it's important because every year, just talking to Mr. Irsay, he stresses to me the importance of the opener. So, we'll give him our best effort, and we'll give Jacksonville our best effort. We'll be focused and get ready. We want to start the year off right.
Week 1 has been a struggle for the Colts over the past decade. Just one win in their last 10 season openers. This one is doubly important as it is a division game and they are on the road. The Colts named their 2020 team captains on Tuesday. Rivers, Hilton, Leonard, Houston, and Zaire Franklin all earning a C patch. The Jaguars will have fans in the stands for Week 1, 25% capacity, a little less than 17,000, maxed out at TIAA Bank Field. The Colts are also a touchdown favorite on the road. We'll see how it all plays out this Sunday. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Thought I'd show you this before you nod off to sleep. 31 in Denver with ongoing snow. How about that? For us, temperatures move from the upper 60s in the morning with some fog to 88 the afternoon high with partly to mostly sunny skies. Our average snow doesn't arrive until November, Mark, our first average snow.
That's a couple of months away, and we'll keep it that way. Hey, thanks for joining us for WRTV News at 11. GMI heads your way at 4:30. Have a good night, everybody.